Hey guys, the next trade I want to talk about that I opened on the 19th, here, I opened the trade at 0.68722, that level, and it was a short Australian against the US dollar position, and the trade idea referred to TMM number 3. Essentially, I thought that, well, household debt to income was at extremely high levels, or is at extremely high levels in Australia. The savings rate is very low, and there's further rate cuts expected from the RBA. I also think the housing market is quite weak in Australia. It's been falling for quite some time. And also just the carry costs are quite low because of the interest rates in Australia being fairly low compared to the interest rates in the US. Time frame for the trade would be around 2 to 3 years, and the system objectives that I'm trying to achieve with opening this position was to add more risk in the portfolio. Also, it is a risk-off trade, which once again helps decorrelate the portfolio in terms of the amount of cash that's in the portfolio, and also the long gold against the Hong Kong dollar trade. Technically, we've seen a long-term downtrend since 2011. See, long downtrend, quite a significant one as well, I might say. And the support level has been broken, the 0.7-ish support level, and that's been broken. So I thought there was, at the time of entry, that there was a 1 in 5 chance or 20% chance that it would actually come down to 0.6, 10% chance that it goes to 0.65 within those 2 to 3 years, and also a 40% chance that it's just going to stay around the 0.67 there, 0.72 level there. So I'm talking about that sort of a band I was thinking it would stay between there, and 20% chance that it will come up to 0.75 and a 10% chance that it will go to 0.8. Now, these numbers are completely plucked out of the air, so don't take it too seriously. It's more of a matter of trying to get my head around some potential numbers so that if they really obviously don't add up, I prevent myself from doing something stupid. And in terms of the greatest risk in this trade, it's really me holding the trade as it goes against me big. I just hold on to a loss that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as the price goes up while I'm short currency. That would be bad. So in order to counter that, what I did was I put a stop loss at the 0.7 level. So that's around there. I'll just go to a shorter time frame. Stop loss at 0.7, and that would prevent me if the trade kind of just really went against me. So the idea was if the price moved up, that I would stop out at half my position at 0.69, which is around this level. As you can see, it has actually already crossed it, and I'll get to that later. But once again, at the time of entry, I was thinking of getting out of half of it if it went to 0.69 and getting out of the rest of it if it went to 0.7. If the price moved down, which unfortunately it did not do, if the price moved down, I'll just trade in and out of it as I see fit. Now, that's discussion of the trade prior to opening it. What has actually happened after I opened the trade on the 19th of June is that it actually did go against me. So once it hit 0.69, I got out of half of the trade, or at least I attempted to. So the broker I used was Pepperstone. I attempted to get out of half of the trade, and what I ended up doing was I actually opened up a long uh, position instead, because I thought they would just opening a long position would just close part of the short position, but it actually opened up a long position whilst my short position stayed open, which is obviously not something I want to do. I just wanted to close my initial short position. So then I had to close out that long position. I lost a bit of money because of that. So it's just a silly mistake on my part. I'm not really understanding the mechanics of my broker. And then out of frustration, I actually ended up closing the rest of the position, because due to the fact that I wasn't able to just close out half of it, I actually had to close out the whole position. I figured, you know what, I'll just close out the whole position and we'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll re-enter it. So probably not the best reason to close out a whole position, but it is what it is. And yeah, so that's essentially what happened. The reason why I did close the trade is because, or why I initially wanted to close the trade is because it did hit that level of 0.69, and after that, part of it was out of frustration that I wasn't able to close the position partially. I had to close the entire position, just due to the mechanics of my broker. And the other part was that I felt like maybe the position I had, the face value was probably too great, and my stop loss was too tight for the 2 to 3 year time frame that I was expecting. Also, the US dollar overall is quite weak, and commodities have actually been strengthening. So I ended up losing money, but this was due to me trying to reduce my risk, so I didn't feel too badly about it. I felt quite neutral about it, although I did have a little bit of regret for having too large a position initially due to the tight stop loss. Also, when I accidentally opened a long position, instead of reducing my position, my short position, I did get frustrated, and that's what kind of led to me closing the whole stupid trade. So yes, I was frustrated, and it was just me not understanding the broker's mechanics. So there we go. In conclusion, I opened the trade on the 19th at 0.68722 level. I watched it go past my initial stop of 0.69. I made that trading mistake, and then I ended up just closing the whole position at 0.69065. So that's a realized return on risk of negative 27%. So I lost 27% of what I initially risked. One more thing to add though, the idea of it going to 0.6 and me having the stop loss at 0.7, so I'll just draw that out. So I initially got in at 0.68722, around that level, with the stop at around 0.7. You can see that's about 0.01286 points, and if it was to go to 0.6, however unlikely that might have been with the stop loss that I had, that's a 0.08603 point capture, and that's something like a potential return of 6.82. So that's a fairly asymmetric trade as well, mainly due to the tight stop loss. It didn't work out, but I'll continue to monitor this trade, and I may potentially get back into it once we see this kind of bounce in the Australian dollar finish. And if it does look like it's coming back down, I'll make sure I'll get in that stage. So once again, thank you for listening.